For the judge. Assistant Public Defender, Washington. Mr. Washington, is here. Please state your name for the record.
Monte Washington.
Thank you, Judge. Obviously, I did not have this last time, but I am told that I'm asking for an adjournment of the PCC, and I am to address bond if the court will allow.
Please state your name for the record, sir.
Levante Washington.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to the probable cause conference, we are respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment, and we do understand that Mr. Washington was asked to be in person today because of the progress report that was sent out, and we are also willing to address that one, whoever the court would like.
Why don't you go ahead and address that?
So as the court is aware, Community Corrections did send out a progress report. Mr. Washington did test positive on both 12/27 and 12/30 for cocaine. He did already send out the 12/27 sample to the lab for confirmation. We have not.
Okay, pause, let's unpack this. The positive cocaine test in 3 days. But now we're playing the wait for the lab results card. Here's a legal insight. Requesting to hold in abeyance is like putting a pin in the issue. You're not denying the facts. You're just asking the court to delay reacting to them. Smart? Maybe. Suspicious? Absolutely. What would you do if you were the judge? Comment below.
Mr. Washington does deny any use. He is here today with his mother, who I have also had the opportunity to speak with. He resides with his mother, and his mother also says she doesn't know him using. Of course, she's not with him all the time. However, Mr. Washington does deny use. That's why he sent it out to the lab. So we're just asking the court to hold this in abeyance until we get that confirmation one way or another.
And then if it comes back positive, what do you think I should do?
I would ask that that be addressed at that time.
So you just don't want me to lock him up today?
Certainly not today, Your Honor. Mr. Washington appeared knowing that that was quite frankly a possibility. He's staying on top of this, continued to test even after he did get that positive result, went to Community Corrections and paid the $30 to have that sent out.
You going to have a test today?
Yes, he's appearing. He is going to go to Community Corrections after court today to have his test from the 30th sent out, and I believe also to be tested again.
Why do I have the feeling I'm not being told the truth? I've got 2 tests back to back with cocaine. So let me ask this question. If I send you over today and I get those results immediately, is anything going to show up in your system?
No, Your Honor.
Pardon?
No, Your Honor. Like I say, I got a lot of stuff going on for myself. This is not the only. This is probably the least case that I'm worried about. I'm on GPS tether. I don't have no reason to run or no reason to not show up and come back to court.
That's all fine. I'm more worried about your use at this point.
Oh no, I don't use it at all. I'm not trying to pit everything out on the line. If we can speak privately, then I'll be able to tell you exactly what's going on, but I don't want to pit everybody on Front Street. Courtroom.
So, did you read over that progress report?
Me?
Yeah, because I'm getting a lot of people that are amoebas.
Yes, I did read over the progress.
They're absorbing cocaine. And I'm not sure how that happens. Young lady appears at Community Corrections, said, I smoked it around him. That must be how he's testing positive.
She smoked it around him. That's the defense. Look, secondhand smoke can do a lot, but making someone test positive for cocaine twice, that's not just a stretch. It's an Olympic-level long jump. You can feel the judge's patience evaporating here. We're in don't insult my intelligence territory.
I want to just be quiet because the thing I don't like a lot are people that aren't telling me the truth. Because you can go play your game anyplace else. You're not playing it here with me. Counsel approach. Anything else you want to say?
Nothing.
I'll give him one shot. You want to tell me? I mean, from what I understand, he comes over from another place. He's in our jail, gets out, and is saying he wasn't using. I got 2 tests.
I understand that, Your Honor. I would just reiterate my request to hold this in abeyance until the lab confirmation comes back one way or another, and to address it at that time. If, in fact, the lab confirms that it was a positive result, I would ask for that, Your Honor, and I have nothing further to add. But except that Mr. Washington, I do truly believe, will be in attendance to its next future court date.
I'm not so much worried about his attendance. I'm worried about his using and then lying to me. That's what I'm worried about. And then getting other people wrapped up lying. You're not an amoeba. It's not going to be in your system for 6 days, at least, in this way. Anything else?
Nothing further from me, Your Honor.
I'll grant the adjournment, and maybe, I would have normally, under most circumstances, put it out 2 weeks, but I'll put it out 1 week to the 9th, 2025, 9 a.m. At this point, however, the defendant's bond is revoked. Defendant's remanded.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's asked that we address bond again today. I have made a number of contacts. I've reached out to his community corrections agent. She indicated to me that in order for him to get into CCOP while in custody, the court would need to send over an order to their attention so that they could at least start the process. However, he wouldn't be able to do the assessment until he's out of custody. So I guess our first request today would be that the court consider an order allowing him to enter the CCOP program so that he could be assessed. I also reached out to Matt Statman to see if he could come to the jail and do an assessment. I know that the court would like to see some type of plan in place and to address his sobriety. He didn't want to address the court again today. He indicated that he wanted to take responsibility and be open and honest to the court and explain to the court exactly.
So what changed? Why does he now want to be open and honest?
I think primarily, Your Honor, he indicates that he was extremely shameful of what had happened. I think he could better say it in his own words. His family is here. He knows that he's let them down significantly over the past few years. I think this started back in 2023, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So he knows that he's let them down, and he just has not been very open with himself about the extent of his addiction. He and I had a great conversation. He has a lot of insight, and he told me himself that he is not great with words, but he's going to do his absolute best to try and express himself to his honor so that he could see and understand where he is in regards to.
His mom and dad here?
They are. His mom is that your dad?
Mom and sister?
That's both of them.
No. This is my mom.
His mother is here, Your Honor.
What do you want to tell me?
First of all, I want to apologize for being dishonest with you. Like I say, whatever we can do to move forward and help me with the problem that I have, I just want to do the right thing, John. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like I said, I'm not the best with words. So
I'm understanding everything you're saying.
I know. I just ask for another chance. Honestly, I do.
Well, not funny, but why were you lying to me? I mean,
I was just in disbelief.
did I look like that stupid?
No.
Huh?
No, I was lying to myself, honestly.
This moment hits hard. The judge isn't just talking to a defendant, he's talking to a son, in front of a mother who tried to shield him. When the judge says that's who you really let down, this isn't just about drugs or court dates anymore. It's about trust. Redemption starts here or it doesn't happen at all.
You may not have seen this, but also her baby was about to be in trouble. And mom came all the way from that side over here. Because mom was going to jump up and say anything she could to try to defend her child. Mom, am I right? And then the biggest disappointment was on her face because she couldn't defend you. So more than what you did to me, more than what you did to yourself, you did that to your mom. And I'm going to tell you, the way I am, that sometimes is a harder thing for me to forgive when you do that to your mom. Because I when I saw her coming over, I said, oh, what's she going to do? But because she was going to battle for you. And that's who you really let down. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Ms. Acker, what kind of plan?
So, Your Honor,
I mean, I understand the CC. I get that part of it. But what kind of plan is in place for him so that I don't let him out of here and then next thing I know, I'm having to put him back in because he can't?
And Your Honor, I think that I spoke with mom today, and I know he was on tether initially. And I think mom, again, not realizing the extent of the issue, understood that he could not go, but people came to the house. And that's where his next level of exposure happened. And I told him, I said, the tether can keep you from going places and have them monitor you, but it obviously didn't stop you from testing positive. And he explained to me that it was due to influences that he had allowed back into his circle and his bubble. So what mom has assured me of is that now that she knows that his access is not just based on him going out, she, with it being her house, is also going to limit or prevent anyone from coming in to see him, especially while he's in this very vulnerable state and until we can get him secured into some type of treatment. That was the commitment that mom made to me today. I will say something too, Your Honor. When I had spoken with him, this is part of what I was expecting him to say to the court. I asked him, I said, so why did you lie? And he said, because my mom was there and I didn't want to tell her the truth. I wasn't here at that last hearing, so it is quite funny that the court is able to see exactly what the root of that particular situation was.
I could see it on mom's face. I just didn't know who it was going to come at. I didn't know if it was going to be at me or what it was going to be at, but I could also see the hurt on her face. And young man, you got to do better.
Promise to. I promise I won't drop dirty again.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. At this juncture, secondarily, I'm going to, well, is there anything from the people?
We'll leave it in your discretion, Your Honor.
All right, here's what I'm going to do at this point. Secondarily, I'm going to deny the request right at this moment. I want in writing what is basically the plan.
Okay.
That it would be reinstated. He's not going to have folks coming over to his mother's house. Because, young man, how old are you?
24.
Yeah, she does not have to give you a home.
Mm-hmm.